Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to lecture number 15 of Software Design and Architecture. I am your course instructor Fahad Anwar. So students, before I start my today's lecture discussion, I would like to give you a little bit recap about our last lecture. So students, if you remember what we discussed in our last lecture, we discussed how architecture addresses different non-functional requirements and the detailed design addresses the functional requirements, and we see the static and dynamic quality attributes as well. And then we see the quality scenarios where we see the six elements of quality scenarios: source, stimulus, environment, artifact, response, and response measure. And at the last we see some common quality attributes like system quality attributes, business quality attributes, and the architectural quality attributes as well. So this is a little bit recap about our last lecture. So students, let's start our today's lecture discussion. So what are the objectives of our today's lecture discussion? Students, our today's lecture discussion is around the why software architecture is so important for us, and we also see what are the different reasons which ultimately help us to make a good software architecture. So in this lecture, basically I will provide you 13 different reasons or justifications which ultimately leads toward a good architecture. So let's start these different 13 reasons which makes a good architecture. So the reason number 1 which helps us to make a good architecture is, in any good architecture, it must have this reason number 1, which is an architecture will inhabit or enable a system driving quality attributes. So किसी भी अच्छे सॉफ्टवेयर के किसी भी सॉफ्टवेयर के आर्किटेक्चर के अंदर उसकी क्वालिटी एट्रीब्यूट्स होना ज़रूरी हैं. सो द रीज़न नंबर 1 क्या है कि जो क्वालिटी एट्रीब्यूट्स हैं वो किसी भी आर्किटेक्चर के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हैं और वो उसको एक अच्छा आर्किटेक्चर में कन्वर्ट करती हैं. सो वी कैन से दैट वट हर अ सिस्टम विल बी एबल टू एग्जिबिट इट्स डिजायर्ड क्वालिटी एट्रीब्यूट इज सब्सटेंशियली डिटरमाइंड by its architecture. And what are the quality attributes are essential for the architecture? These quality attributes are we are continuously discussing in our last two lectures. So reliability, availability, modifiability, scalability, incremental reusability, all of these are quality attributes. So all of these quality attributes must be inhabited by a architecture which makes this architecture more effective and good. So this is a reason number 1. And now the reason number 2 is the decision made in an architecture allow you to reason about and manage change as it evolves mean as it goes out, or as it goes into the environment. So what does it mean? So students, रीजनिंग अबाउट एंड मैनेजिंग चेंज, कि जो भी हमारा एक अच्छे आर्किटेक्चर में ये भी चीज़ होनी चाहिए कि वो रीजनिंग प्रोवाइड कर सके और वो चेंज को मैनेज कर सके. सो अबाउट 80% जो सॉफ्टवेयर के सिस्टम है उनकी जो टोटल कॉस्ट है वो आफ्टर इनिशियल डिप्लॉयमेंट के ही होकर होती हैं ड्यू टू change, because any good architecture must accommodate new features, or it must accommodate to new environments, and it must fix different kind of bugs. So every architecture possibly can manage change into three different categories: local change, non-local change, and architectural change. लोकल चेंज ऐसा चेंज होता है जिसके अंदर हम सिंगल एलिमेंट को मॉडिफाई करते हैं. नॉन लोकल चेंज ऐसा चेंज होता है जिसके अंदर हम मल्टीपल एलिमेंट्स की मॉडिफिकेशंस करते हैं. एंड आर्किटेक्चरल चेंज जो होता है वो अफेक्ट करता है फंडामेंटल वेज को इन विच द एलिमेंट इंटरेक्ट विद अनदर, एंड विल प्रोबेबली रिक्वायर चेंजेस ऑल ओवर द सिस्टम. आर्किटेक्चरल चेंज मीन हम पूरे के पूरे सिस्टम का, जिसमें डिफरेंट एलिमेंट्स आपस में इंटरेक्ट कर रहे हैं, पूरे के पूरे सिस्टम के स्ट्रक्चर को ही चेंज कर दे. इट्स अबाउट आर्किटेक्चरल चेंज. Obviously, we can say that local changes are more stable because it only deals with the single element modifications. So you can also say that a good architecture is one in which the most common changes are local, and hence it easy to make it changes as well. So in any good architecture, local change is most supported, and non-local change and architectural change are not supported, because local change help us to make a good architecture. So the next third reason is uh, early prediction of system qualities. Early prediction about the system qualities. So as it pretty straightforward, the earlier you can find a problem in your design, the cheaper it is, to easier and less disruptive it will be fixed. आप सिस्टम की क्वालिटी एट्रीब्यूट्स को अर्ली प्रिडिक्ट करते हैं. क्वालिटी एट्रीब्यूट्स हम प्रीवियसली काफ़ी डिस्कस कर चुके हैं. सो इट्स दिस थर्ड रीज़न इज़ अबाउट द prediction about system qualities earlier in the development phases, because when we examine an architecture, we can look to see if those decisions have been made, and confidently predict that the architecture will exhibit the qualities or it will not. हम अर्ली प्रिडिक्ट करते हैं कि ये जो हमारा आर्किटेक्चर है, क्या हम इसके अंदर क्वालिटी एट्रीब्यूट्स को जो हमने एसोसिएट किए हैं, कि हम इसको अचीव कर सकते हैं या नहीं कर सकते हैं. जो अच्छा आर्किटेक्चर है वो अर्ली ही प्रिडिक्ट कर देता है कि आया ये जो आर्किटेक्चर है ये वाली क्वालिटीज़ अचीव कर सकता है या नहीं कर सकता. सो अर्ली प्रिडिक्शन ऑफ अबाउट सिस्टम क्वालिटी एट्रीब्यूट्स हेल्प अस to find a problem in our design earlier, which ultimately leads to the cheaper and easier solution as well. And now the fourth reason about a good which makes a good architecture is about the enhancing communication among stakeholders. कि एक अच्छा आर्किटेक्चर क्या करता है कि डिफरेंट स्टेक होल्डर्स के अमंग जो कम्युनिकेशन है उसको इन्हांस बढ़ा देता है. सो व्हाट डज इट मीन? व्हाट काइंड ऑफ स्टेक होल्डर, लाइक हमारे पास डिफरेंट स्टेक होल्डर्स इन्वॉल्व हो सकते हैं. लाइक यूज़र जो है हमारे पास कंसर्न होता है. यूज़र का कंसर्न क्या है? सिस्टम शुड बी फास्ट, रिलायबल, अवेलेबल. कस्टमर स्टेक होल्डर का कंसर्न क्या है? कि जो आर्किटेक्चर है उसको इम्प्लीमेंट किया जाए विद इन द बजट एंड विद इन द टाइम कंस्ट्रेंट एज वेल. और जो मैनेजर है वो वरीड अबाउट, जो मैनेजर स्टेक होल्डर है तो ये किस चीज़ के बारे में वरीड अबाउट है? कि जो आर्किटेक्चर है वो अलाउ करें टीम को कि वो लार्जली इंडिपेंडेंटली वर्क कर सकें और वो इंटरेक्ट कर सकें इन अ डिसिप्लिन एंड कंट्रोल्ड वे में. सो यू कैन से दैट द यूज़र, द कस्टमर, मैनेजर and the architect, all of these four different persons have different communication roles in within the system as well. So these four aspects actually enhances the communication among different stakeholders as well. So the architect is actually worried about the strategies to achieve all these goals. So basically आप ये कह सकते हैं कि जो आर्किटेक्चर है आपको प्रोवाइड करता है कॉमन लैंग्वेज, जिसके अंदर डिफरेंट कंसर्न्स हम एक्सप्रेस करते हैं, नेगोशिएट करते हैं और उनको रिजॉल्व करते हैं किसी लेवल के ऊपर, जिसको हम फिर इंटेलेक्चुअली मैनेज करते हैं फॉर लार्ज और कम्प्लेक्स सिस्टम्स के लिए. सो वी कैन से डैट किसी भी अच्छे आर्किटेक्चर जो होगा वो उसके स्टेक होल्डर्स की अमंग जितनी भी कम्युनिकेशन होगी उनको इन्हांस करेगा. सो कौन से स्टेक होल्डर्स? लाइक यूज़र्स, कस्टमर्स, मैनेजर्स, आर्किटेक्ट, ऑल ऑफ दीज आर स्टेक होल्डर्स. और किसी भी अच्छे आर्किटेक्चर के अंदर वो हमें हेल्प आउट करता है कि इन डिफरेंट स्टेक होल्डर्स के अमंग कम्युनिकेशन को इन्हांस कर दे. एंड द नेक्स्ट fifth one is earliest design decision. So the fifth reason is about the earliest design decision. So what kind of decisions? What are the earliest design decisions इन्वॉल्व इन द सॉफ्टवेयर आर्किटेक्चर के अंदर? हमारे पास अर्लीस्ट डिज़ाइन डिसीजंस कौन से हों? एक अच्छा जो सॉफ्टवेयर का आर्किटेक्चर है उसके अंदर हम अर्लीस्ट ही डिज़ाइन डिसीजंस को ले लें. तो वट काइंड ऑफ डिज़ाइन डिसीजंस, किन डिज़ाइन डिसीजंस की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ? लाइक कि जो हमारा सिस्टम है उसको हम वन प्रोसेसर पे चलाएंगे या डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड अक्रॉस मल्टीपल प्रोसेसर्स पे चलना चाह रहे हैं. हमारा जो सॉफ्टवेयर है वो लेयर बेस्ड होगा, इसके अंदर कितनी लेयर्स होंगे, व्हाट विल बी द फंक्शन ऑफ ईच लेयर. जो भी हमारे कंपोनेंट्स हैं वो सिंक्रोनसली कम्युनिकेट करेंगे या एसिंक्रोनसली एक दूसरे से कम्युनिकेट कर रहे होंगे. और इसके अलावा जो भी हमारा सिस्टम है वो डिपेंड किसी स्पेसिफिक फ़ीचर के ऊपर कर रहा है ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम के, या किसी हार्डवेयर पर डिपेंड कर रहा है. इसके अलावा हमारा जितना भी डाटा फ्लो है सिस्टम का वो इनक्रिप्टेड है या नहीं है. तो व्हाट कम्युनिकेशन प्रोटोकॉल क्या होगा? सो ऑल ऑफ दीज काइंड ऑफ कंसर्न्स आर एक्चुअली डिज़ाइन डिसीजंस. सो इमेजिन द नाइटमेयर ऑफ हैविंग अ चेंज ऑफ एनी ऑफ दीज डिज़ाइन डिसीजंस. तो जितने भी ये मैंने आपको डिज़ाइन डिसीजंस की एग्जांपल्स मैंने बताई हैं कि आप एक प्रोसेसर यूज़ करेंगे, लेयर्ड मॉडल यूज़ करेंगे, कम्युनिकेशन मोड कौन सा यूज़ करेंगे, किस फीचर पे मोर डिपेंड कर रहे हैं, डाटा फ्लो क्या होगा, कम्युनिकेशन प्रोटोकॉल क्या होगा। ऑल ऑफ दीज जो डिसाइड डिसीजंस हैं, ये अच्छा आर्किटेक्चर है उसके अंदर ये जो डिज़ाइन डिसीजंस हैं ये अर्लीस्ट ले लिए जाते हैं। And now the next one is about defining constraints on an implementation. It's also pretty straightforward. So what does it mean? So actually it is about the implementation must be on a set of prescribed elements or in a prescribed fashion as well. So each of these prescription is a constraint on the implementation. तो हम जो भी हमारे पास जो अच्छा आर्किटेक्चर है वो कंस्ट्रेंट्स को डिफाइन कर देता है ओवर इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के ऊपर, जिसके अंदर हम ये देखते हैं कि जो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन है वो सेट ऑफ प्रिस्क्राइब्ड एलिमेंट्स के ऊपर है या नहीं है। लाइक डिफरेंट एलिमेंट जो आपस में इंटरेक्ट कर रहे हैं वो प्रिस्क्राइब्ड वे में फंक्शनिंग परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं या नहीं कर रहे हैं। जो ईच एलिमेंट है वो अपनी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी को फुलफ़िल कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा अदर एलिमेंट्स के साथ, जैसा कि हमने आर्किटेक्चर के अंदर उसको डिक्टेट किया है। सो ऑल ऑफ दीज आर डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ कंस्ट्रेंट्स विच आर एक्चुअली आर we define on an implementation as well. So this point also makes a good help as a good architecture as well. So the next point is about influencing the organizational structure, कि हम जो अच्छा आर्किटेक्चरल है वो कैसे ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल स्ट्रक्चर को इन्फ्लुएंस कर सकता है। लाइक architecture prescribe the structure of the system being developed, or you can also say that this structure become in the development project as well. So आर्किटेक्चर जो है हम इसको यूजुअली यूज़ करते हैं एक WBS है वर्क ब्रेकडाउन स्ट्रक्चर की बेसिस के ऊपर। सो व्हाट इज़ वर्क ब्रेकडाउन स्ट्रक्चर? सो यू ऑलरेडी स्टडीड दिस वर्क ब्रेकडाउन स्ट्रक्चर इन सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग or in object oriented analysis and design as well. So basically this work breakdown structure help us to like planning, scheduling, budgeting, internal communication among different channels. So all of these kind of concerns are actually addresses in work breakdown structure. So our good architecture also influencing the organizational structure as well. And now the next one is the enabling of evolutionary prototyping. So prototyping is what you already studied various times. So basically once an architecture has been defined it can be analyzed and prototype. So prototype help us to clarify the requirements. So let's say the user comes to you and he gives her or his requirements to you. So to get the better idea about what the user is actually understanding about the requirement, you actually build a skeleton based or a rough diagram which or a mock based diagram which actually helps the user to see that to see his or her system before the actual implementation of the system. So this prototype, so a good architecture also cater of this evolutionary prototyping as well. So proto- uh, actually this prototyping ultimately help us to reduce the potential risk involved in the project as well. And the next one is improving cost and schedule estimates. So definitely any good architecture also help us to improving our cost and also scheduling the estimation as well. So one of the duties of an architect is to help the project manager to create cost and scheduling estimates early in the project life cycle. जो scheduling and cost estimation है ये project life cycle के अंदर project manager को एक अच्छा architecture also हेल्प करता है कि वो किस तरह से कॉस्टिंग और स्केजुलिंग प्रोवाइड कर सकता है। तो स्केजुलिंग प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट के अंदर स्केजुलिंग एंड कॉस्टिंग के लिए हम एक टूल यूज़ करते हैं, MS एक्सेस के अंदर भी वो प्रोवाइड है, जिसको हम गैंट चार्ट भी बोलते हैं। सो दिस टॉप डाउन एस्टिमेट्स आर यूजफुल for setting goals and different kind of budgeting techniques as well. So improvement of different cost and scheduling technique ultimately helps to make a good architecture. And now the next one is transferable reusable model. So our architecture must be transferable and reusable model. So if our architecture is more reusable, so definitely it will be more productive. If you will build an architecture from a scratch, definitely it will took more time and it will be not more productive. So that's why there are different architectural styles and different architectural patterns are available which you can be easily utilized. So that's why and transferability and reusability of any model helps an architecture to make product more productive as well. So transferability and reusable model helps to achieve to make a good software architecture. So must create an architecture which must be transferable or a reusable model. So transferability and reusability actually are two different aspects of product line. And product line, you can say that it's a reusability of approach. So we can conclude about this point is that the more reusable is your architecture, the more productive will be your product. And now the next one point is using independently developed components. So you must be choose those components which are commercial off the shelf components, like open source softwares, like public available options like COTS components, which like other network services which are interchangeable software components as well. So in short, you can say that architecture which is actually based on development often focus on components that are likely to have been developed separately, even independently from each other. So the architecture actually defines the elements that can be incorporated into the system. So these independently developed components helps to achieve a good architecture. So these independently components help us to decrease time to market, like our reliability is increased, we get lower cost product, and flexibility is also achieved. So these are the different benefits of utilizing the independently components as well. So in a good architecture, you must use an independently developed components. You can either utilize the codes components which we call a commercial off the shelf components, or you can use some open source software components, or some other available apps, publicly available apps as well. So these independently components help us in different ways, like time is decreased, reliability is also increased, over cost of a product is lower, and flexibility aspect is also achieved with the help of independently developed components. So in this way, this independently developed components helps to make a good architecture. And now the next is restricting the design vocabulary. So restricting the by restricting design alternatives, architecture channels the creativity of developers, reducing design and system complexity as well. Restricting this 12 number reason is actually about the restricting the design vocabulary. So students, you can say, as useful architectural patterns are collected, we see the benefit in voluntarily restricting ourselves to a relatively small number of choices of elements and interactions. So it helps us in a number of different ways, like we minimize the design complexity as well. Reuse is also enhanced, you can say, and more regular and simpler design is come to an existence, like more analysis provided, shorter selection time as well, and greater interoperability is also achieved in the with the help of restricting design vocabulary. So students, there are different architectural patterns which guides the architecture and focus the architecture on the quality attribute. So in short, you can say that restricting the design vocabulary helps to minimize the design complexity, give us a more regular and simpler design, provide us a more analysis, shorter selection time, and which ultimately helps us to achieve a greater interoperability with the help of restricting the design vocabulary. And now the last one is basis for training, or you can say that an architecture can be foundation for training a new team member. So if a new team member is come into your team for the currently going on project, so the architecture can be served as a training for a new team member, because all of other members are well aware about the architecture, and the newly coming team member is not about the architecture. So the already existing architecture will helps the new team member, helps the team member about the understanding of the system. Or you can say that the architecture also help the new team member, and for the training purposes as well. So students, still here, these are the basic 13 points or 13 reasons which ultimately helps us to make a good architecture. In short, you can say that with the help of these, a good architecture must possesses these different 13 reasons. All of these 13 perspectives or concerns must be addressed in any software architecture, or these 13 points makes any architecture very good. And you must be consider all of these 13 reasons whenever you will be going to build your software architecture. So students, still here our lecture number 15 is ended.